everybody, and welcome back to another episode of What's Behind the Scene. Today is a special episode for me because the guest that I'm having on today's episode, I've been working with for the past 2-3 years. He is called The Shooter. He is one of the hottest videographers out there, and I am just so proud of his evolution. This is the one and only Favor Films himself. Give it up for Kourage. What up, Kourage?
Yo.
You got it here.
Yo, that intro is so dope. I'm just humbled by it and just thankful for, all the opportunities I get in this life. So thank you for having me on BTS.
Nah, this is what's up, man. I remember meeting you a few years back, and it's funny because I was looking for a videographer, and at the time, I think Netflix, they already just came out, so I had a little bit of pocket change, but the pandemic hit, and it was that budget thing. So you would, I was running into videographers, and they were, charging me like I had a production company. I found Kourage after looking through a few videographers, and not only was he just there to build, but he had fire content. And you hit me up after I found you on Instagram, and the next day we were at it. We were working, and it's been phenomenal, ever since. Now, when I say I mentioned the price thing, I don't want you to think he out here getting paid $5. But what I loved is that you worked with me, and we built on from there.
I want to tell everybody, hashtags do work.
Yeah.
You didn't know hashtags work. They do work.
Right.
And yo, when I got that DM from you, it was so like, I didn't really look, but at that time, blue checks were like, very, very like, like, whoa, who's this blue check?
Yeah.
But I didn't go into the page, but just talking to you on the phone, we just had a connection, and I was just starting my business. I was maybe like 6 months into my business. And just being able to like talk to you, and you like the ideas you had and the creativity was like mind blowing. Yeah. So I was like, yo, I gotta work with this individual. And then after we got off the phone, I kind of looked into the page. Yeah. I was like, my son was like, yo, she's on Day Ready. And I was like, we watched her, right? She's super dope. So it was just the opportunity has been amazing, and I thank you for that. Like, yo, for real. Like,
no, man.
We've been rocking out. Another Way Productions.
Favorite films. Yeah, man. And the crazy thing is, like, I love Kourage's work ethic. It's when I tell you, like, people have an opportunity when somebody shoots something for you, you're used to getting it maybe a week or so later. And Kourage will go edit everything he shoots for you that night. Like, I had stuff at like 2:00 in the morning. We just finished shooting. I was like, yo, this is like unheard of. So I commend you on that. But I want to dig into your story, because you wasn't always the shooter. Yeah, you wasn't a videographer. And then you had, was it a car accident?
I had a car accident in 2018. Had surgery in 2019. I had a C4, C5 fusion. And then at that time, I was trying to find out like what I needed to do to like better myself in life. Yeah. And I found the camera. The camera found me, and we've been in a love story ever since.
Yeah. I love that. So tell me a little bit about before you became Kourage Favor Films. What were you doing before?
I was in the social services field. What? I was taking care of kids, and I was working in this program called Wrap Around, where we wrap service around the family. I was a therapeutic behavior specialist.
So dealing with like behavioral problems and stuff like that.
So it was a lot, and it was really fulfilling to me, but it came to a point where I needed to help me instead of trying to help everybody else in the world. So I started believing in what I was doing, and that it's so powerful to even start that, and so hard. I'll tell you a story because I was driving one day and I was going through all of the things that I needed to do, right? And I heard myself, like in the back of your head, you go, oh, that's going to take too long. That's going, I don't think I can do that like right now. And that was the first time I heard myself hate on myself. I felt like that I was hating on myself. And I had that moment where I in the car, I cussing myself out, crying, not understanding why I was thinking that was going to take too long, but it's just steps to it.
Yeah.
So I really just, took that day and really reflected and just started putting all of my energy into my craft.
So that's interesting because have you always showed interest as a videographer?
Oh, I always showed interest in well, I have a son, so I used to take pictures of him growing up and trying to document his life a little bit.
Oh, nice.
So it's always been in me, picture-wise.
Yeah.
But video came after everybody just, I didn't know I had that talent, and I just started trying to craft that, and then I got lucky enough that people started really liking my videos more than my pictures. I wouldn't say more than my pictures, but I just didn't never get a chance to showcase my picture skills as much, and I got that.
Yeah.
I got them pictures.
He doing it all, man, which is crazy. And so I say that because would you say that the accident kind of opened up in helping you and motivating you to get into shooting?
The accident really helped me. And I was scared of the accident. I was scared of the surgery. And sitting down for like 5-6 months in a neck brace, I really got to reflect. It really helped me in the way of like tuning me in. Just like the pandemic might have helped somebody be able to start a business, that surgery made me sit down and really reflect on my life and what I needed to do for me and my children.
That's crazy. It's funny because not normally you didn't have a job necessarily that you needed to let go. Well, you had a job that you needed to let go, but it wasn't a job that because of the accident you couldn't do it. And you wound up picking up cameras. I mean, I know like his shoulders, his back, it'd be hurting, but he'll have a whole, a huge camera and doing the gimbal and stuff with,
Well, you don't show. I think it's something that once you have an accident or you have that eternal pain that people can't see, it's not for them to realize. It's for you to learn how to cope with it and really understand what you can do. And I have limitations, but I try now to unlock my mind to not have those limitations, to really bring a great product to my customers and my clients.
Yeah. It takes a lot. I mean, I've been in this industry for a long time, and although I know things like, how to shoot with framing and stuff like that, I mean, you would think with the quality of work that you bring, you would think that this was a profession that you've been in the game for a long time.
A lot of people say, you've been doing this all your life, but it's only been 3 years.
That's amazing, man.
God is real. Unlocking your mind, dimension jumping is real. When you really make a choice in life, you really make a choice in life, you can get things done. And I used to look at those after school specials and, Diddy be like, yo, you got to do this, you got to do that, and really lock it in.
The Diddy.
That stuff be real.
Yeah.
But you don't know it's real until you make that choice, and that's so important.
That's real, man. That's a beautiful statement. What are the most important qualities of a videographer?
Patience. Patience is definitely one of those deals where you're working with a lot of people that's not in the industry, that need content for their business, that will mess up in front of the camera because the camera can be intimidating. But if you have a good videographer, a good shooter, you will understand that, hey, it's no mistakes here. We work together to make the best content we can. And that's what, I think is one of the attributes you have to be in this video production for social media.
Yeah. Damn. That's how do you go about actually planning for a shoot?
We have a consultation with the customer first or the client, and we go over the goals for their business and prepare like that.
Yeah, because you shoot. I mean, you're shooting different things. Like
Yeah.
Courage does carnivals and podcasts. Like he's shooting this podcast as I'm interviewing him right now. But you do music videos. You do weddings.
I do weddings.
He's also doing my wedding. But which one do you like shooting the most?
I like shooting weddings.
Yeah?
It's crazy. I like shooting weddings, and I love shooting carnival. But let me tell you why I love shooting these moments. In weddings, it's all about love. Nobody's mad. Nobody's sad that day. It is the purest day that you could ever have with someone. And to be able to showcase that, the love, the nervousness, the squirminess, the moment where you see your bride or you see your groom coming down that aisle and you're crying like, I finally found that person that loves me and knows me. It's so powerful to really be a part of. I get emotional talking about it because it is capturing happiness. I'm a happiness catcher. I capture happiness. And I strive for that happiness. So to capture that and to give you that moment over and over again in your lifetime is magical for me. That's my purpose.
That's beautiful, because weddings, most people don't really care to shoot weddings. I mean, in hindsight, like, again, I don't do what you do, but I would think that that's one of the easiest shoots to do. And you just named two different, like, the opposite polars. You went from wedding to carnival, which if you see his carnival videos, I mean, besides just ass here and things flapping and and culture and stuff, like what makes you love the carnival?
So carnival, my mother and father's from Trinidad, so I was brought up in this carnival culture. So it was only right when I came to know this craft of video that I wanted to showcase it in a different way than just showing bootay. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're known for showing. And that's the sex appeal, but it's so much more in our culture of the emancipation of it, the freedom of it. It's no judgment zone when you do carnival. It's no judgment. Any size, rolls, no rolls, skinny, fat, tall. Your insecurities go out the way. You need to bring no insecurities to carnival, because carnival is about happiness as well. And it's about independence of our freedom. If you know more about that culture. So you have to be able to know about it to really experience, but once you get to experience, it's like no other. Like it is a happy place. No, thousands and thousands of people together. No fighting, no arguments, no nothing. People are getting drunk, but it's still like nothing happened. They're just in a happy place.
It's crazy, because I think I've been to like 2 or 3, especially like in New York, because they do anybody from Trinidad and you go to Puerto Rico and you just in it. I just love the culture, and I love what you said about how all your insecurities are out. Really, I feel like in a lot of cultures, it's only America that we really pay attention to how fit you are and all these things. Not saying it don't happen other places, but you go to these carnivals and you just see beautiful people with confidence, and that's what is gorgeous to me. I don't care what you look like, what your body look like, it's the confidence you have. And you could tell that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You could tell that, and I just
It's a beautiful thing, and I hope you get to really experience it in the island if you haven't experienced in the island, because it's a whole different other vibe.
Yeah, I
It
bet.
it is amazing. The people are amazing. The food.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, come on now. I already know that. You should see me out here in Cali judging Jamaicans with their little Jamaican trucks.
Right.
I'm like, y'all need to go train in New York,
For real.
and then or go to the actual island. What would you say is the difference between a professional videographer and someone who's doing it as a hobby?
A professional is going to take more care of what the goal is for the client. A beginner is just trying to probably do the same if they really taking it serious, but a beginner will just try to capture the moment instead of making the moment happen. A professional makes the moment happen, directs the moment. Even though it's a festival, a carnival, or it's an event at your event, I still have to go smile.
Right, right.
To really capture those moments of smiling, because sometimes we just walk around, we don't know we're not smiling,
Yeah,
but we're
yeah.
happy. And we're like, yeah, we're winding up the place, but you serious about that wine?
Yeah. I don't mind that face.
Yeah.
I don't mind
I'll be
that
like,
face,
yo,
ladies.
put a
Right.
smile on that face. Come on.
I thought that was the turnaround thing.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because, you know, right now we're in this world of content creators, and anybody could be a content creator. But that content creator is actually turning people into filmmakers and videographers and actors and all the above, because you're doing it on your own. And you know, Courage is not the one to be like, let me just go get a brand new iPhone. You know what I'm saying? If you could see the setup back here, the amount of equipment and the investment, having 3 cameras, but not just getting 3 cameras, but having to change your lens for the quality and the lighting and all those things. And either side could still win. What made you step up into like the higher quality stuff when you could have just used your iPhone?
You know, we all start off with an iPhone, so and that ain't a bad thing. It's more, if you want to have a production company or you want to have great quality, you have to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
And what I did was invest in myself. So an iPhone, you would have still good quality, but you would have to worry about the lighting. The lighting is the most important thing when it comes down to making any kind of video production really, really nice.
Yeah.
So I'm just, happy.
No, you invested, and
Yeah.
I love that. I'm one of those people too. Like, they're like, oh, you could just do this and do that, and I'm like, I get that, but in the event, I just want to push. I want to push myself to see if I could do better.
I'm techie like you too, so I really, really love different cameras.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, you just need to learn that camera.
Yeah, and it's let me tell you something. Like, I've tried to emulate certain things and even play with it, and it's crazy because, like, even when I went and bought another light, or
Right.
now I'm like, oh, I could use my GVMs. Like, there's different lights that I have, and I keep trying to do more, but I have it. And you might think something looks good, but when you play around, Courage plays, you don't mind to play around with things. And I'm like, well, I can see myself. And so I don't be like, well, I need another light because I know
Right.
that'll make it look better. I don't know what it is. Like, when I tell you, I can learn anything in editing, special effects, a lot of things. The thing that I'm having the most problem with is getting to know my camera, because it changes.
Right.
You can shoot really well with great lighting this way, and then you might want a different type of shot,
Different type of look.
a different type of look, or you're in a different environment where you think it has a lot of light, and it's still not giving you.
Not giving you. That's the difference between the cell phone and the camera too, is that you just need to put a little extra, just a little extra effort.
Yeah.
And people think it's hard, but it is just a learning and muscle learning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, 45 degree, you know this, you like ladies different than you like men, because it's those things, those little extra nuances that will make it even super better.
Yeah.
Like and lens selection is such an important
Oh my
thing
gosh.
too. Yeah, we've been learning over the 2 years.
I didn't know the factory lens that you get ain't shit. And I'm like, why are you buying this expensive? The camera I bought was, you
Right,
came with
20
me, two,
was like-
2000 or some change.
Yeah.
And you gonna give me this whack. So when I went, you should have saw me when I went to go upgrade my lens.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can't believe the difference.
The glass is the glass inside the lens. The difference and the prices on the lens.
Yeah.
Like upwards of $2,500, upwards of $3,000 more than the body itself.
Yeah.
Because lenses last forever, bodies change, the technology change, but the glass will never change. So invest in good glass and you'll have a good product.
Yeah,
when
give
you
or
light
take
it.
if
Yeah,
you do it.
you light it.
I was sitting there going, thank you for answering that before I even asked, because I was like, why would the purpose of buying this Sony cam or a Canon or something like that is because you want better quality than your iPhone.
Right.
So it's still giving you a little bit of better quality, but it's still the glass.
It's still the glass.
That don't make no damn sense. Listen, you need to come down on the body prices when people gotta pay
Right.
a whole other camera price.
Right.
You gotta get it, man. What are some early mistakes you wish you would have known? That you
Knowing like handheld and gimbal. So I was going handheld for a long time because I was doing music videos, and you start off doing music videos around your neighborhood and stuff like that. And I didn't know that you need more weight on your camera for you to have that cinematic handheld movement. Like you just can't take the camera and hold it up. And I see people going like this with their camera, or they be in events or parties, and they just one hand holding it.
it's not gonna be.
When you get back,
Yeah.
it look good right there in that thing. You be like, oh, that thing nice,
Right.
girl. You see that? Boom. You get back that thing. Oh, you just got automatic. You're jittery, period. But you
Yeah.
just don't understand. You're a little jittery.
Yeah, that's it is a huge difference, and you don't know because I've experienced that where I thought it was good, and you get back and you're like,
Why
why?
is them
Right.
that Harlem shaking
So-
on us right now? That camera will
man.
Harlem shake on you. You
That's
be like,
funny.
what's going on?
Gotta make it work.
So-
that's why they got effects to try to steal.
Yeah, you gotta
stand
warp
still.
stabilize that
Right.
thing, and then your shit gonna be jiggling like this now. It ain't gonna be going like up and down. It's gonna be wow.
You can change it up and stuff. This might be similar in a way, but what's one challenge you occasionally, rather regularly face in your job?
For me, what I've came across is when you do display so much good work that the clients say, do your thing.
Yeah.
You go out and you shoot
Yeah.
the event, you be like, any particular things you want me to catch, any
Yeah.
branding marks you want me to catch, this is in the consultation. And they go, nah,
Yeah.
do your thing. We like what you do. Do your
Yeah.
thing. And then when you do your thing and you edit it, sometimes it comes to being like, oh, well, can we put this in there?
Yeah.
Can we they don't know what they want until
Yeah.
they get it. And that's the challenge, but it's also a challenge for me to know how to brand you right,
Yeah.
and what to showcase for you right. And I've been able to do that pretty well.
Yeah.
So I've been very happy with all my customers, because it's all about like word of mouth.
Yeah.
Everything has been word of mouth for me. I have not done really any kind of marketing other than Instagram. Like Instagram has been good to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it got me to you.
Oh yeah, man.
Hashtags, really like putting yourself out there. I can tell you this: when I started, I told my buddy, I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna start showing my face a little bit," and he gave me that Suge Knight line. Like, Nobody want to see the CEO all up in the videos, all doing dancing and doing all that. But my business really came alive is when I started to show me.
Yeah.
Started to show my personality, started to show, because people want to get to know you before they book you.
Yeah,
That's what makes people comfortable. Like if they know you, they might know your online presence, but that's how they get to know you to come out to support you with your comedy. And that's how they do for me is where they like, okay, I see you. I've seen you in these events. I know that you're capable. And I vlog those things and I show those things on my Instagram to be able to show people that, I can be in these settings and show you that I'm worth the money.
It's real talk. Like I said, I just love how, I feel like there's been times where even if you didn't know how to do something, you came in with figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? And anything, like if somebody has an issue or they go, hey, do you know about this? Courage will show up with the equipment and figure it out with you. And these are all great qualities. I think, like going back to the beginning, I went through about 9 different videographers. Wow. And I think what happened, and not like necessarily working with them, but what was happening was I was shooting with somebody and the quality wasn't great, but it was decent. And I was shooting, they would ask me to come shoot with them and they weren't paying me, right? That's not the issue. Yeah. We're all trying to build a network. And then I wanted to shoot something and I asked him how much would it cost. And the number, in order for me to be able to, I wanted to shoot sketches. And this was the time when you only had 15, 30 seconds.
Right.
You wasn't really able to do a lot, but he was charging me per video. Like, I want to say, I don't even want to throw numbers. Yeah. What I will say was like, I would only be able to shoot a video every month, 1 video a month for it to make sense. And it didn't make sense. So anyway, long story short, I'm like going through people and my brain is, if you won't help or if I can't figure it out, then I'm going to go try to figure it out myself.
Of course.
Anywho, I reached out to one more person. I reached out to one person and you, and the other person was treating me, was like, oh, I just got in the house. I'll call you tomorrow and we'll discuss. I'll send you, all these things. And you could be that because take your company serious. However, there's someone like Courage that's going to be like, hey, I'm on a phone call right now. I'll call you as soon as I get off. Called me as soon as we got off and was like, what do you need? And it was gratitude on both sides and all these things. But literally right after that, he texted me the next day, what's your address? And we've been on and popping for this. Oh. So,
roll down there in that minivan.
Yeah, man. Remember the minivan? You still got the minivan?
No,
so you got 8 cars. Like for what? Oh, this is my equipment car. This is my snack car, the vending machine car. I was like, bro. But like you said, word of mouth. You worked with people like Tone Bell, Afion Crockett, myself, Marlon Wayans, Tony Baker. You got iTrune. I know it's been so many more celebrities and stuff, but I want to say, who has been your biggest or most unforgettable client so far?
I want to. Yeah.
There ain't no wrong answer.
No, I know it ain't no wrong answer.
Like,
God. For me is, I didn't know God like that before I started believing in myself. And for me to believe in myself makes me come around believers of their self.
Hey.
It's only a 3 percentile of us that's out there really believing in themselves and take their craft to another level. Like you, Marlon, Afion, like, just to be in the room with you guys is so inspiring to me because I didn't know the level that you can go to. I didn't know the what it takes to really believe in yourself. And you guys have shown me, and I have taken I just don't just sit in the room because they put you in the room.
Yeah.
Really pay attention to what they are saying, how they are building, and what level of care and respect that they have for their self and what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I respect you so much because I know how much work you put into this, how much thought it comes into it, and how much you have to overcome, like, are they gonna receive this right?
Yeah.
Are they not gonna receive this right? Like, I go through that, and I'm not even on no type of level that you guys are, and I know that it can still be done because you are believing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so thankful, so grateful for every opportunity. You just don't know, because that helps me feed my little girl, my boy, and helps me do that. That's why I'm so grateful. And this is why you can go far in life if you just be grateful for the people that are around you. I don't try to fuck nobody over. I don't put out nothing without asking them. I make sure that they feel respected within my business, within me, period. So they know that they are safe, because the more you go up in life, the less you know who you can trust.
Yeah.
And I want to be one of those trusted people, not because I just want to be around you. It's just because I know it's scary, because I'm not even at that level, and people come in and ask me the most craziest thing in my DM, and I'd be like, nah, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Because, or people ask you like, yo, put this out and we can do this. And I'd be like, no, them people trust me over there. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, ain't no amount of dollar or money can save your brand.
Yeah.
Your brand is all you have. Your name is all you have. And you want to make sure that it's respected. But like, yo, Courage ain't going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to have courage.
Yeah. Yeah. That's real. And I think it all shows, like, you speaking on being in there and listening and paying attention. And I've seen you wanting to shoot stuff and build your brand, because I know it's hard to be there for people and help people build, and you're trying to build yourself as well. And you've been on YouTube, you've done with Favor, you got your dad and daughter vlogs, which is amazing. But again, the carnivals you're doing and all those things. But on top of everything, what I admire most is I've been in this game for 20 years, and for a long time it took me a long time to go, I'm just gonna start doing. I'm just gonna start doing. And a lot of years went by waiting for someone to say yes. Your disappointments, your doubts, all those things, to get to a point where you go, I'm just gonna shoot this podcast. I'm just gonna do this, see what works. I'm just going to do and try. And in the 3 years that I've known you, you went from doing this videography, music videos, sketches, carnivals, documentaries, weddings, to getting your own show on Tubi. So you literally have a show called You Gotta Have Courage on Tubi, which y'all gotta make sure y'all check out. But tell us about that journey, getting it there, and how do you feel?
I feel, I was scared.
Yeah.
I want to tell you, I was scared. I was scared. But when you be around people that's doing the same thing, or people that are creating magic, creating shows, and selling them, right? So my producer came up to me, his name is Glenn Broadus, and he came up to me and he said, yo, I love what you're doing. Like, let's make a show. And he wanted to necessarily do it about like the celebrities that I'm shooting. And that's when I was like, nah,
Yeah, yeah.
I love these. These gave me a chance. I'm not using their name for anything
Yeah.
like outside of making no money because I want to protect my brand. I want to be trusted within that community.
Yeah.
So I was doing carnivals, and Carnival, he saw my carnival content, and he was like, "Yo, we need to do it on this, then." And it, yo,
It's fire.
it's like I said, I want to show my culture in the right way. I want to be able to show the emancipation and the freedom of it. I want to be able to show my journey in doing this because it's hard. Yo, I go out there and shoot it. I go out there and edit it. I go out there and talk to the people. I interview the people. I try to really get the information that people may not know about our culture. I want them to hear about it from You Gotta Have Courage. And You Gotta Have Courage is just not my name, but it is a way of doing things in my life because when you have courage, you could do anything you want. And that's Carnival.
Yeah.
And I want to have that courage in anything that I do because it's a reminder of how much work and dedication it is. But guess who you doing it for though?
Yeah.
You're doing it for you.
Yeah.
And I'm just sharing my art with the world. I might not be the best. I might not be like Top Gun out here, but I'm going to outwork you.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you that I can do anything that I put my mind to now.
Yeah.
And it was many years I didn't have that.
Yeah.
I just got it. And I'm going to keep
And you
a
went
hold
full
of
force.
it.
Yeah, you went full force. I am so happy for you and all that you're doing. You guys got to check out. You got to have courage. Before we wrap up, what does Favorite Films look like in 10 years?
Yo, Favorite Films looks like I want to say this. I can't even think about it in 10 years. I live day by day. I live minute by minute. I want to just be able to give my best to my clients every day and worry about that.
Yeah.
I want Favorite Films to be a household name, but I know it takes minute by minute to get there.
Yeah.
I know it takes goals, it takes dedication, and it takes being up on your craft and keep on shooting. And really people, surround yourself with people that are doing the same thing that you're doing, but also loving what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because if you don't love what you're doing, it's not going to show.
Yeah.
And I love what I do, and I think that's why it shows. And that's why I've been somewhat successful in this. And hopefully I'll get better and be able to show the world more.
I believe it.
I want to say thank you for the opportunity to even sit down with you and doing, because you've been an inspiration to me. I've been so inspired by you in your journey and everything that you go through. And I might not go through everything you go through, but I go through my own, and we're really trying to navigate through this the right way and be really stand-up people. And that's what I want to be able to show people, that I can be a stand-up person, I can be a reliable person in their life, and somebody who wants that fire-ass content.
No.
Come to Favorite Films.
Go to Favorite Films. Let them know where they can find you, what you want to promote, what you got going on.
Yo, Favorite Films on Instagram is my home, my hub. I'm also on Facebook. But guess what? I have 4 episodes out right now on Tubi. I have 4 more going on. It's an ongoing series. I go Carnival, Trinidad, Jamaica. Don't forget about Uber Soca Cruise. I go to all of those events and places, and I want to be able to showcase those things so great. If you want to book with me, come on to Favorite Films on Instagram, and thank you again for this opportunity. It really means a lot to me.
Absolutely, man. Go follow Favorite Films because you got to have courage. It's definitely something you want to check out. And if you need him, this is the man. If you need a dope videographer, photographer for any events, hit up Favorite Films. Till next time.
Peace.